Praful Patel, good evening and thank you for joining me on Frankly Speaking. I think the time has come for you to clear the air about a few issues, also to take a few straight questions, because whether you like it or not, you are at the nub of a growing controversy on what exactly your role was as Civil Aviation Minister and the huge transactions that some people, especially Vinod Rai, say you forced upon Air India, landing them in financial ruin. Mr. Praful Patel, are you ready to go straight to the point?
Yes, certainly, Arnab. First, I am saddened that a former constitutional authority who is also bound by confidentiality obligations has chosen to go public and made unsubstantiated and frivolous allegations, and in your interview, of course, and I don't want to join issues with him, but all I would like to remind him that as a former bureaucrat himself, I'm sure he knows the rules of business, government better than anybody else. Frivolous allegations, and in your interview, of course, and I don't want to join issues with him, but all I would like to remind him that as a former bureaucrat himself, I'm sure he knows the rules of business, government better than anybody else. I am only trying to say that, this is creating sensationalism just for the sake of some publicity, maybe to enhance his economic interest by selling a book post-retirement, and also I would say in a way just looking for publicity because after his retirement nobody is actually following him, so maybe he's feeling a little lost. But having said that, I would like to also put the record straight that such kind of major things cannot be said on the basis of conjecture. They have to be based on facts, and I'm very, very sorry to say that as a former CA and AG himself, he should know that audit reports are prepared on the basis of facts and documents which are presented to them. You cannot conjecture about anything. And more importantly, the document which he's relying to
Mr. Patel,
this document.
It's a long introductory comment. You must take my questions. You haven't even taken a single question yet.
Arnab, I will take your question, but let me complete. This book which he is presented to Parliament is then discussed in a Public Accounts Committee, which is where he himself is present when the matter is discussed. So none of these opportunities he had, neither in this document. He should have put the word nudge.
Okay, so
he himself has quoted in your own interview,
Mr. Patel,
in the parlance which he has used in your interview, that auditors don't usually use the word formulation nudge, and therefore I sought to drop it.
Mr. Patel, now let's go. Let's at least.
Officials went and told him.
No, Mr. Patel. Now let me ask the question on that, please. No, I won't let you run away with this one, Mr. Patel. Let's go straight to the point. Vinod Rai, Mr. Patel, I want your attention. Vinod Rai, in his book and his interview to me, which clearly has irritated you, says that the Civil Aviation Ministry officials pressurized the CNAG to drop the word nudged with reference to the acquisition of additional planes for Air India. Now my question to you is,
yes,
how many officials did you send to lobby with the CNAG to get that particular word dropped?
I have never met Mr. Vinod Rai.
No, I'm not asking you whether you have met Vinod Rai. I want you to tell me the names of the people who you sent.
I am saying it, Arnab. Now, will you just, no, Arnab, either I say it properly. More importantly, I have not sent a single official. That is more important. The second thing is,
so they went on their own?
This report which he's presented to Parliament was presented 6 months after I demitted the office of Civil Aviation Minister.
Irrelevant.
6 months after I was not even the Civil Aviation Minister.
Fine, but 1 second. But
I want to know which official is so benevolent to me that after I even demit office keeps going to the CNAG's office to say that
Mr. Patel,
the word nudge.
Mr. Patel,
the word nudge he himself has acknowledged in your own
Mr. Patel,
Mr. Patel, showing again and again, where he says that the formulation nudge doesn't work in factually you are not, and therefore I dropped it.
Factually you are on thin ice because Mr. Vinod Rai is speaking of a time. Now you got to hear me, Mr. Rai. You got to hear me, Mr. Rai. Mr. Rai speaks of a time that the draft report was being prepared. Now recall, Praful Patel, that the first draft report was submitted to the Civil Aviation Ministry in November 2010 at a time when you were very much the Civil Aviation Minister. He says, please see, in the book, he says, in the book, you please see, and I quote, he says in the book, in the draft audit report,
okay, even
in the draft audit report, when you were the minister.
Even if he's talking of the word nudge, I want to know one thing very clearly. is that on what basis did he even arrive at that, even if it was in the draft report, on what basis did he arrive at
Did you dispatch the officials?
Does he not, in this same report,
did you
he
dispatch,
should then write that, no, listen to me, Arnav, I speak, please.
Did you dispatch officials?
No, I have to, no, I did not. I did not. If that's an answer you want, I did not. And let him name which official. I have not dispatched a single official. If that is my word,
because you understand. No, because you understand the point being made.
No, listen to me one more thing. Why does he's an auditor, he's saying that 68 planes were ordered by Praful Patel. Does he not have the full knowledge, and the papers are in front of him, that out of these 68 planes, 15 planes were finalized at the last minute in an empowered group of ministers headed by Mr. P. Chidambaram. Only 53 planes were ordered by the, not ordered, approved by the Air India board.
What role did Chidambaram have?
And I am quoting one.
What role did Chidambaram have? No, go into detail. What role did Chidambaram have?
You have to give, no, Arnav.
What role did Chidambaram have?
I will read from this statement. You have to give me 2 minutes.
Answer the question. What role did Chidambaram have?
No.
What role did Chidambaram have, Mr. Patel? You can read from that, but you first tell me what role did Chidambaram have. Chidambaram was presumably only the postman, putting a stamp of approval on decisions taken by you.
Listen, Arnav, now Arnav, if this is the way you're going to talk, it is unfair. I am just going to quote from Mr. Vinod Rai's book. Air India aircraft acquisition process had taken unduly long time. The initial proposal was made in December 1996 and examination continued in fits and starts till January 2004. Once Air India revisited their earlier proposal and sent a plan for acquiring 68 aircraft, 53 firm and 15 optional. Fine. The process gained momentum. Now one last between August 2004 and December 2005, the proposals were formulated by Air India.
I have a number of questions you're not taking up.
Examined and approved by Ministry of Civil Aviation.
Yes.
The Planning Commission, the Department of Expenditure, Project Investment Board, empowered group of ministers, and then the CCEA, the Cabinet Committee.
So, Mr. Patel, can I ask you something, or are you just going to make unilateral comments? No, at this stage of the interview, I have to make a point, Mr. Patel.
Air India with Boeing
Mr. Patel, I have to make a point at this stage. Please, I request you, please. So, you know, Mr. Patel, I think you've come here fully armed and saying, I'm going to make a series of unilateral comments. It does not matter what all of us.
Well, somebody made an insinuation against me, an allegation against me. How can I not give you the facts? I have to read only from what... I am not quoting a single line out of the book.
So now answer my questions.
Presented by Mr. Vinod Rai.
Mr. But now you have to answer my question.
Go ahead.
Answer, and you know, no, first let me understand from you, Mr. Patel, that when I ask you the question, you should answer the question. You will not dodge the question with giving another answer. I will ask you 6 questions.
I have not dodged, I am giving you.
I will ask you 6 questions now. No, Mr. Patel. Mr. Patel, let us be very clear on this, you know. I'll ask you 6 questions. Now I want answers to all the 6 questions. Are you ready?
Yes.
Are you ready, first of all, to take them?
You have to allow me to answer
So my first question to you is, and now we are getting into the issue of the aircraft ordered when you were minister. Mr. Patel, the original proposal was for 28 aircraft. 18 short haul, like Boeing B737-800s. And one minute, Mr. Patel, you're not the only person who knows the facts. And 10 long-haul Airbus A340. Am I correct up to this point?
Yes.
Am I correct up to this point?
Yes.
Okay. Now,
correct.
Proposal revised by Praful Patel to 18 short haul. No,
that is where you are wrong.
Mr. Patel, allow me to complete. Allow me to complete. Okay, so let's say the proposal revised to. Okay, since you are sensitive to the use of the word proposal revised by Praful Patel to, the proposal revised to 18 short haul Boeing B737-800 and 50. Not 15 but 50 long-haul aircraft like 23 B777s and 27 B787s. Am I right up to this point? Am I right up to this point?
Yes.
So, sir.
Yes.
So, sir, please understand. Okay, great. Thank you very much, because usually you say that I'm wrong on everything. So, my point is, Mr. Patel.
No, I'm not saying that.
So, my point is, Mr. Patel, the whole focus shifts to these tremendous and presumably expensive long-haul aircraft. There's an increase by 500% from 10 to 50. No, Mr. Patel, please. From 10 to 50, which jacks up. No, one second. Which jacks up the cost considerably. Am I right up to this point?
Okay.
Now therefore the fourth point is, thank you, you and I are totally in agreement that this makes the finance ministry remark that this seems to be some kind of a supply-driven proposal.
That is what Mr. Vinod Rai is saying.
No, did the finance ministry remark that this was a supply-side proposal? Supply-driven proposal.
Now, listen. Okay. Go ahead, complete, because you know you won't let me speak.
No, I won't. I will completely let you speak. Now, my question is,
I hope so.
How did the EGOM, thanks for the sarcasm, how did the EGOM, in which you were present, confirm the number to 68 when even the recommendation of your ministry and finance was a firm number of 50 plus 18 as an option?
Correct.
And
correct.
When all of this was happening, and thank you, you are completely agreeing with me everything. When all of this was happening,
yes,
there's a financial advisor called V. Subramaniam, additional secretary and financial advisor, who raises concerns about what on earth is going on, he says. What on earth is going on, he says, and then he's shunted out. He's thrown out 2 days later.
Now you're going back and forth, which is completely wrong.
He's thrown out 2 days later.
Now you please don't talk of all this.
Why shouldn't I?
Conjecturing and absolutely based on no facts now and no relevance to what you're talking.
What is factually wrong in what I said?
The subject which we are discussing is the number of planes. We are not discussing the role of individuals. We are talking of a process, how that process culminated, whether that process was right, wrong, whether it was nudged by Praful Patel or driven by somebody. That is the issue we are talking, okay? And the issue
all the 5 points which I raised, I thought you and I agreed on that.
Yes. Now let me say something now. You asked your question.
Now I have one small point to make.
Very limited. The last planes were bought for Air India during the era of Rajiv Gandhi. Okay? Many years had passed. All planes...
Sir, the 320s bought... One second. The 320s bought by Rajiv Gandhi are still flying.
No way. I'm not going to allow you to interrupt me.
The 320s bought by Rajiv Gandhi are still flying.
How does one explain? You are asking me, I have chosen to give you an answer. You have to understand it fully. Last planes were bought when Rajiv Gandhi was there. Air India, Indian Airlines combined fleet was around 100 aircraft, all aging aircraft, and that is why a proposal to buy these planes were there. In the year 2002, 2001, around that period, Vajpayee government had decided to disinvest Air India. And that is why, you remember, there was a Tata-Singapore joint venture which was about to buy. They withdrew at the last moment. And that is the backdrop in which that plane of 28 numbers which you are talking of was prepared, because the airline was almost on the verge of closure and disinvestment. Then when the government of Manmohan Singh came in 2004, May, when I was appointed the minister, we were asked whether we should run this airline. I mean, we asked the question to the Prime Minister, whether we should run this airline as a public airline or we should disinvest. Please advise. We were told that Government of India is going to run Air India as a public sector unit, and therefore the issue came up. The only time when Mr. Vinod Rai is conjecturing is a meeting of 2nd August, where we asked Air India, please take a comprehensive view of the plan for next 15 years or so. And please remember, if you have to take up a 15-year comprehensive plan, remember, out of the 68 aircraft which you are questioning or Mr. Rai is tom-tomming about, even today, at least 13 to 15 planes of those 68 have not even arrived in India. They have not even been bought by Air India. Because they have yet to be delivered. So any airline which will take,
Mr. Patel,
around the time of 2005,
can I ask you something
Indigo
now?
bought 100 planes on order.
Can I ask you something?
Jet Airways ordered hundreds of planes.
Can I ask you?
Kingfisher ordered. So many airlines came in.
So what? We are talking about Air India, not Kingfisher.
Not to be looked at in that scenario.
But Mr. Patel, can I ask you something?
What did we say?
Can I ask
we only asked Air India come with a 15-year proposal.
Mr. Patel, now.
We did not tell them whether to buy A
now my
plane,
question.
B plane,
Take my question.
or X number of planes.
Okay, take my question now. Take my question. Now, Mr. Patel, by the way, just as an observation, not as a question, the 320s bought during Rajiv Gandhi's time are still flying. You will be happy to know.
Yes, they do fly.
Now let me complete.
Passenger comfort,
Sir, what we want to know,
and technical dispatch reliability of a 25-year-old plane, and the passengers' motivation to fly a particular airline that is not driven by the.
Now, can I please? You're giving away, sir. Can I please? I'm just telling you. People want to know how come the 777s had to be sold within 5 years of their purchase, that too 5 at the price of 1 when they were bought. 5 at the price of 1. when they were bought. Now, you're a businessman also, sir. Do you run a business like this?
They have been sold 3 years. Listen to me. Number one, they have been sold 3 years after I ceased to be the minister.
No, but they were sold, right?
But the fact is, the planes, are you not aware that India-US non-stop operations exist? Do you not agree with that?
You're not answering my question. What does that have to do with the selling of 777 planes? That also within 5 years of their purchase.
If Air India cannot commercially run an aircraft or airline the way any other, you mean to say Jet Airways has also got 10 777s which they bought. Out of the 10, for the last couple of years, 6 of the 777s have been leased out to foreign airlines because they are unable to operate them commercially successfully themselves.
Mr. Patel,
you mean to say Jet Airways has ministerial
interference? Yeah, but I don't know one thing. Why don't understand one point,
Mr. 4,000 crores this year, or some other airlines are losing money, or some airlines have closed down like Kingfisher in the past. Does it mean that the government interfered in this?
Mr. Patel,
running of an airline, commercial running of an airline, and successful running of an airline, and passengers' attraction to an airline is driven by the way they operate.
The point is, no, Mr. Patel, the point is this. Please, now one sec. The point is this. I don't know why you are first of all getting so rigid about it. Why don't you admit? Now you know what the fact is. No, one second. Some of the planes, no, Mr. Patel, you take, no, one second. Some of the planes are not delivered on time. Purchase of some of those planes have to be stalled. Some of these planes have to be sold off. Now clearly, it was a flawed decision.